So as you can clearly see at the top of this Abominable snowman, which is an 18-foot circle, going left. First time I tried it, no problem. Now watch when I try it coming back, going right. Always my issue, those right turns. I can clearly see what I did wrong. Definitely not going to the 3 o'clock position enough and not hugging that turn. But here I come again, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. Not getting over enough. No, oh, just way off. Not even close. All right, take 3. Take 4. Take 5. There we go, baby. Oh, man. All right, guys. Intro. Hold it. Yeah. 20. All right, guys. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders, welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. Those push-ups were left by. I usually don't say who they're left by, but what I will say is there's no favoritism. So, Pop, I did those for you. I didn't forget about our session together. All right, guys. Guys, welcome to practice session number 30. Oh, man, it's been a while. I think it's been like 3 weeks since I did a practice session. It just would not stop raining. Not only is it not raining today, it's not going to be 100 degrees today. So, you see I'm wearing a jacket, right? It was 55 degrees. Oh, I loved it. All right, but the good thing about down here, remember, guys, the riding season does not end in South Georgia. All right, this is a year-round thing. So we're going to be doing practice sessions here. You know, I'm always going to send out the notices. If you guys want to come out and practice, come on out and practice. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, this is not a workout channel, I promise you. But we're disciplined here, all right? My name's Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. I did a wonderful 22-year career with the NYPD. 15 of those years were spent with the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit. Name of this channel is called Robert Simmons Paying It Forward. And on this channel, I focus primarily on sharing my knowledge, experience, and training that I received from the elite NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle unit with you guys. And I focus primarily on slow speed motorcycle operation. Now, again, this is not just for this style of motorcycle. This is for every kind of motorcycle. All right, slow speed motorcycle operation, in my opinion, is the most important skill to have, because you need to be able to do that in order to control this motorcycle at slow speeds with your feet up and be in control. In other words, you need to be the boss of the motorcycle. And that's what I want to help you guys do. I want to help you be the boss of your motorcycle. And all that means is the boss is in control. The boss knows what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And all I want you guys to be able to do is, with confidence, make right turns, left turns, and U-turns with confidence, all right? This is not about dragging floorboards. This is not about police rodeos and anything like that. It's not like that, okay? I just want you to have confidence to ride your motorcycle safely, and in so doing, you're gonna actually enjoy riding it that much more. Trust me. And guys, speaking of disciplined preloaders, all right, what I mean by that is there's a 10 push-up penalty for pulling your front brake at slow speeds. Whether you're out there riding or you're practicing, you grab that front brake, 10 push-up penalty. Here's an example of a disciplined V.I.Preloader.
Hi Robert, Miss Silverback here. I'm just about to do the 20 push-up Eric owes you. I'm doing them due to his injury, and so here goes. He said he owes you 20. Just get myself organized. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And thanks again. I know Eric really enjoyed your class, and I personally, from riding in the back, say that I've definitely seen great improvement, and I feel very safe with him. So thanks again. Bye-bye.
Now, if you guys don't remember Eric, Eric was here for a practice session, came all the way down here from Pennsylvania. His wife stayed in the RV while we did the practice session. He has a bad back, and she did the push-ups for him. I mean, it doesn't get any more disciplined than that. If he could have done them, he would have done them, but the fact that he asked his wife to do it and she did it, outstanding. So, Silverback, thank you. I mean, I just appreciate it. You guys are awesome. They really are, man. I love Preloader Nation, and she's a member of Preloader Nation as well through extension. So again, big up to you guys. You guys also know that I love it if all of you guys can come out here and practice with me, but I know that's not the case. So I do have a V.I.Preloader that sent me a video of him practicing, and you guys know I love to see that. Check him out.
This is V.I.Preloader, Abominable. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. He's from the Bronx, New York. He's been riding for 2 years on and off. He's riding a 2013 Yamaha FJR 1300, and on a scale of 1 to 10, he rated himself a 2. What exercise are they doing here? That's right, exercise number 2. Good job, guys. Nothing wrong with a little competition between friends. Thank you for sharing this video with your fellow preloaders. Keep practicing, buddy.
And what they're practicing, you guys know I don't do anything competition based, but that adds to it. It helps them out. And let me tell you something, guys. I want to thank him again for providing that video, sharing it with us. Exercise number 2, the slow ride. So important to learn that. A good skill to have. So thanks again. And the rest of you guys, if you're a V.I.Preloader and you want to send me a video of you practicing so I can feature it in the video, by all means, send it to me. All right, guys, remember, save the date, November 6th. I'm going to be celebrating a 1-year anniversary for this channel. The first video I ever did was November 15th of last year in this parking lot. All right, and man, time flies when you're having fun. All right, I'm going to have more details for you guys in the future. But for now, I just want you to save the date for a celebration of the anniversary, a group ride, and then we'll have some chow and then hang out, you know, converse, rejoice, right? And then that's it, right? Nice and easy, but I'm looking forward to it. November 6th, guys. Again, more details to follow. All right, so let me get set up out here. I'm excited that I don't need my neck fan. I'm gonna take this jacket off and actually set up. I'm really excited about this. September's a good time down here in South Georgia. All right, when the V.I.Preloaders get here, or the preloaders, as always, we're gonna find out who they are, where they're from, what they're riding, how long they've been riding, and how they rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed motorcycle operation. All right, let's do it. All right, guys, it is. All right, guys, it's 9 a.m. on the dot. And what do I always say? Well, I don't always say it to you, but I've always said it. The people that are furthest away are always on time, right? Okay, we got some V.I.Preloaders here. Let's meet them. All right, so we have to talk to this young man first because it's his first time here. I'm gonna come on this side so I'm not shooting in the sun. All right, what is your name, sir?
My name's Shane.
Shane, where you from?
New Caney, Texas.
Shane, did you ride your motorcycle here from Texas?
I did, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long of a ride is that?
Well, on the Google machine it said about 15 hours, but with all the detours and slow traffic and filling up gas, it took about 17 hours.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for making the trip. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We got some great weather,
Yeah.
so I'm happy about that.
Perfect.
How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
I started when I was 6, but if you combine all the years and everything, probably about 8 years in
8
total.
years?
Yeah.
You said you started when you were 6?
Yeah, but
Okay. That's a long gap.
from Canada, right? So
Yeah.
you only get a short amount of riding
That's
time
true.
in because it's
That's true.
only about three months a year.
If you guys didn't pick it up, because I did talking to Shane, I knew he was from Canada. All right, I knew that's not a Texas accent. Okay, what are you riding today, Shane?
It's a 2018 CVO Ultra Limited.
Okay, so if you're gonna ride 15 hours,
Yeah.
this is probably the motorcycle you want to do it on, an Ultra Limited. Now, I do like this heel to toe shifter. I'm gonna have to change mine. I just have the stock one, but this is nice.
Yeah. That's actually, it was stock on this one.
Feels good too.
Yeah.
Anything else you did to this motorcycle?
I've put in some lights, some lower lights here.
Yeah, you know I love lights.
Yeah, just for that. I have ordered, actually they came in Thursday, the lower fairing from Custom Dynamics.
Oh, okay, good, good.
And the Pro Beam turn signals, I ordered those.
Really? Okay,
yeah, so
good,
that came in
good.
Thursday. I haven't put them on yet. I have the Magic Strobe Custom Dynamics for the touring pack for the brakes.
Okay, very good.
And the windshield.
So you're a Custom Dynamics guy. You got a Clockworks windshield.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
All right, and you have satellite on here?
Yeah. Well, it's just a satellite antenna, so
okay.
generally they're inside the fairing.
Okay.
I just brought it out here because I kept on dropping signals on
Yeah.
tree-covered lanes, and so I bring it out there, and it works fine. It works much better.
All right, man, looking good, looking good. How many miles on this bad boy?
It's about 8,700 right now.
Okay, 8,700 and 8,700.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, did you have this motorcycle? How long you had this motorcycle?
2018 when I bought it.
Oh, okay, okay. So, all right, so you didn't have this in Canada?
No, no, no.
Okay, very good.
No, I got down.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you rate your slow speed skills?
I want to say 4, but I think I'm at a 3.5. I got
Okay.
a few issues I got to work out.
All right, very good. Just so you guys know, Shane has sent me video of him practicing, and I also featured Shane in a video, one of his personal practice sessions. So I'm going to say he's not a 3.5. No way is he a 3.5, but we'll see. All right, nice to meet you, man.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. And this V.I.Preloader, you guys may know him, all right, from practice session number 28, but if you don't, check out that video. What's your name, sir?
James from Jacksonville, Florida.
James, how long you been riding the motorcycle?
On and off for 35 years.
And what are you riding today?
21 Ultra Limited.
All right, 21 Ultra Limited. So we got, guys, this is the Ultra Limited. This is the Ultra Limited practice session number 30. How you liking this bike, James?
I love it. I love it. Smooth.
You ride it like you love it too. And have you done anything to it?
First thing I did to it when I got it, I guarded it up.
Oh yeah.
Motorcycle drop guards, and kind of give me the the confidence to get out there and dipping in some turns and not worry about tipping it over and tearing stuff up. And it's a psychological thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Kind of helped me out, helped me get going.
It looks good, man. It looks really good. And what James didn't tell you guys is, it's ingenious. If you get the black motorcycle drop guards and you scrape them, they can rust. Is that correct?
Right, because they're steel. They're
Yeah.
made out of steel.
And the ones he has are chrome, and he painted them. Yeah, if he didn't tell me that, I never would have known. So that's awesome. Just for you guys know. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, how would you rate your slow speed skills?
I've come a long way because I just started riding Harley in April. So I come from like a 0.
Okay.
Because I wasn't applying any of the basic skills.
Yeah.
But I think I've gotten up to about a 7 now.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yep.
All right, that's awesome, guys. And listen, you guys usually, if somebody tells me 7, well, not here on the practice course, but like if I'm out and somebody tells me 7, I say, listen, the preloaders and the V.I.Preloaders want to see you do at least a U-turn. That is non-applicable here. I have no argument with his number. All right, nice to have you back here again, man. All right, guys, we're gonna, we're already set up. We're gonna get started. We have 1 through 9 and a bonus and a bonus. I'll explain. All right, guys, welcome back. Again, thank you for supporting the channel through being V.I.Preloaders, of course, merchandise, of course. I appreciate it. All right, you guys know the rules, and if you don't, first rule is have fun, be careful, relax. There's no pressure here, 0. If there's something you don't want to do, you don't have to do it, all right? It's that simple. If you drop a cone or knock a cone down, I say pick it up. It's only 3 of us. Even if it was 10 of us, if I'm standing right there, I'm just going to pick up the cone. If I see you touch that front brake, that's a 10 push-up penalty. That's also voluntary. If you don't do it, I'll just do it for you in the next practice session. And that's it. If you see me do this, it means turn the engine off. Any questions? Okay, guys, 1 through 9 today. and a bonus, and a bonus. Now, the other bonus is, we already know one bonus is the maze. The other bonus is this. So I'm out riding with my buddy. He calls me up. Listen, you want to go for a ride? I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm doing the video, but I haven't ridden in a while. I'll take a break. Let's go for a ride. 3 minutes into the ride, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm talking to them too. We're approaching a light. He's behind me over here. I see that the light's changing. I don't want him to have to now try to gun it to get through a light. So I come to a stop. And next thing you know, and he's in the intersection now. And then he backs up. So I say to him, what happened? And his response was, oh, I didn't know you were going to stop. So my response was, wrong answer. It doesn't matter if you knew what I was going to do. Why were you unable to stop that motorcycle? And then I said to him, what gear are you in? 3rd gear. Ride canceled. We came to this parking lot. We have to now go over emergency braking. So what I'm going to do now, I swear I wasn't trying to make this longer, but when we're doing exercise number 1, which is starting and stopping, once we finish that, which is not going to take long today, we're going to do exercise 1.5, emergency braking. And all that's going to be is, without getting into too much detail about it until we get to it, we're going to do, I want you guys to come up to me 25 miles per hour. That's it. So you're probably only going to be in 2nd, 3rd gear maybe, most likely just 2nd. And all you're going to practice is emergency braking. We know what we're supposed to do with that. Slow, a slow, steady squeeze. We're not jerking. Nothing's jerky, herky-jerky on the motorcycle. All right. But at the same time, you have to be downshifting. And that's the thing. If you don't practice this, when you have an uh-oh moment, you're going to do like Kevin did. Oh, man, I gave up his name. You're going to do like he did. You're going to just grab the brakes. Because when people don't practice, there's no muscle memory. So they're only relying on instinct. And that's instinct. Oh, grab the brakes, grab the brakes. Now, if something was coming behind him, he's in the wrong gear, he's not going to be able to go anywhere. He's pretty good with slow riding, so he would have been okay with that. But you have to be in the right gear. So that's what I want to get through to people. And as you want to, if you practice this on your own, if you want to get up to 35 miles per hour, 40, whatever you want to do, all that. And I encourage you to do that at some point, because you're going to be higher in the gear range, and now you're going to be practicing not just going down one gear, but because if you're out on the highway, you're in 6th gear, and it happens. I'm riding along, for whatever reason, I'm looking to the side, and it doesn't take long. Remember, everything out there happens fast, especially at speed. I'm looking to the side, and I look back. Oh man, the stuff in front of me all of a sudden is not moving. I emergency brake, right? At the same time, I'm kicking it down. Now, if the car behind me, same thing, not paying attention, and then he looks and I'm not moving, I see that in my mirror. Now I got to move. If I'm in 6th gear, I'm screwed. All right, so that's why we're going to do 1.5. All right, so exercise number 1, starting and stopping. All right, all you guys are going to do is, let me see, the sun's here, so I'm going to have to shoot this way. So you guys are going to be coming this way, and I just want you to come up, come towards me. You're in 2nd gear. Come to a nice smooth stop. All right, I know both of you guys are good at this, so there's no worries there. But for the preloaders and V.I.Preloaders out there watching, if you're unfamiliar, all right, please make sure that you're under control. Remember, the rear brake, 15 miles per hour or less, rear brake only. The rear brake is for control. The front brake is for stopping. It's important that you know that. All right. If you're coming to a stop and you have the clutch pulled all the way in, I did a video on this as well, stopping your motorcycle controlled. Let the clutch out a little bit, go back into the friction zone while you're still covering the rear brake, and that's going to allow you to keep the motorcycle upright, come to a smooth stop, and then put your left foot down. If you want to put your right foot down too, that's fine. And then when it's time for you guys to take off, preload and keep it loaded. So important, keep it loaded. Slowly release the clutch into the friction zone, and as soon as you feel the motorcycle starting to move, foot comes up, as soon. No reason to keep the foot on the ground as long as you possibly could. No reason to have your heel asking to meet the saddlebag if you have them. Just pick your foot up. Remember, we don't do anything out here with our feet. This is not the Flintstones, right? The only thing you need to control your motorcycle are your hands, your right foot for that rear brake, okay? That's the only thing your feet are doing. Now, how much does your motorcycle weigh, approximately?
940
Yeah,
pounds.
900 pounds. I mean, I used to be able to squat a lot of weight, but I never squatted 900 pounds. I don't think I did. No, I haven't. So trust me, putting your feet down with one of these things, it's an instinct. I understand That's why we practice. All right? Any questions? All right, let's do it. All right, guys, exercise number 1, stopping and starting. Perfect. You can park. You don't have to do that again. Perfect takeoff. All right, we got Shane here. That was James that just went. Did you go to second gear? Yeah, let's do it again. Go to second gear. And he doesn't need to be in second gear, but I want him to get to second gear because usually if you're traveling from this kind of distance to a stop, you're not in first gear. Perfect, you can park. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to the, it's not really, I guess it's a bonus, I don't know, 1.5 emergency braking. All right, that's very good. He's getting away from the sand. 25, as soon as he gets to this pylon. All right.
You know, maybe I wouldn't be clear where to start braking.
Yeah, right here.
Start braking.
Start braking right there. Good, very good. Stay right there. Excellent. All right. All right, here comes James. Very nice. Very nice. Wow. All right. That was excellent. Okay, I'm willing to bet that's faster than 25 miles per hour.
Yeah, last time go 35.
Yeah, exactly. All right, try it at 25. But that's still good. It's excellent. Excellent. Park right here. That was excellent. Wow. Excellent. You can park right here. That's excellent. You guys are so.
Doesn't hurt the motorcycle.
James parked over here and decided to put his motorcycle down without the kickstand. So, but what he wants to show you guys is, go ahead, James, talk to us about it.
Oh, so here we are. You know, you got the motorcycle drop guards. It's lifted it up off the ground. We don't have anything touching. It's right there. The primary cover is not on the ground, so that's what it protects.
Do you have the primary cover guard?
I don't have the primary
okay.
guard, so I can stick my fingers under there,
Yeah.
and it's still up off the ground. So
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have to worry about, you know, if it goes down, it goes down, and the only thing it's going to touch is the guards. So.
All right, guys. Not that we're doing a commercial for motorcycle drop guards, but Shane has them too. And I was just talking to him about it. We were laughing because he forgot to, when we were going over his motorcycle, he forgot to mention them because they blend in so well. He forgot they were there. I know I didn't see them. I'm telling you, man, that's just an awesome product. I'm dying to get it for my Ultra Limited 2. Anyway, enough with the infomercial. But it's just a phenomenal product. It changes everything as far as worrying about dropping the motorcycle. I don't really worry just with the engine guard alone and the saddlebag guard. But with these lowers, I still worry because it doesn't. The engine guard alone doesn't fully protect the lower edges of the lowers. Okay? All right, guys, so we're going to move on to exercise number 2. You guys are pioneers for exercise 1.5, and you did excellent in it, just excellent. Okay, exercise number 2 is the slow ride. So we're going to go back down there to where the cones start. I'll meet you, the camera's going to be up here, but I'll meet you down there. I'm going to walk aside you, and all you're going to do is, obviously, exercise number 1, we're starting and stopping. So you're still starting the same way. Slowly making sure you're in first gear. That's the first thing we always do. You cover the rear brake, preload and keep it loaded. And then you're going to slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. As soon as the motorcycle starts to move, pick up your foot. But now we're not going out of the friction zone. You're going to stay in the friction zone. All right, nice and slow. Use the rear brake when you need it. You know, if you want to just use the clutch in and out to control your speed, that's fine. But make sure you're covering the rear brake. All right, that's all we're going to do. All right, and if I see that you're good at that, which I already know you will be, we only have to do that once. Any questions? No. All right. Let's do it. Exercise number 2. All right. So James just brought something to my attention. These guys, we went over their bikes. They're doing so much, they're forgetting stuff. And this is big. Go ahead.
So, all right. So I installed the soft brake extended pedal.
Mm-hmm.
It lowers the pedal exactly 1 inch, and then it moves it back 1.25 inches. So it was.
Well, it doesn't move it back. It moves it forward, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, it moves it forward.
Mm-hmm.
Moves it forward 1.25 inches, and then moves it down 1 inch. So before it was up here, which
Yeah, I'm looking at looking at Shane's brake.
you're trying to cover your brake on the highway,
Yeah.
or wherever you're at. It's kind of an uncomfortable thing where
Yeah.
you're holding your foot up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's a comfortable position.
Wow.
You can cover your brake, and then you have more room on the pedal.
Yeah,
'Cause before
absolutely.
The pedal was right here. You got more room for your foot to put your foot further on the pedal. It gives you a little more room, a
Wow.
little more comfort when you want to cover your pedal. If you're in, you're in traffic and you want to cover your pedal.
Is it difficult to put on?
No, probably about half hour.
Half hour? Okay. Listen,
If you got the tools, and everything, probably a half hour.
that's phenomenal. Yeah, I definitely want to try that out. I just need to sit on it. I don't even need to ride it. All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for sharing that. All right, guys. A lot of good information today. A lot of good information. Exercise number 2, slow ride. Now all I can look at is this brake. All right, you ready? Excellent. And his foot is only at like a 15-degree angle versus like this. All right, you can park, man. Good job. All right, ready? Let's do it. Good job. See his head and his eyes? Straight ahead. It's always relevant. All right, you can park. Excellent. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 3, trust and believe. They're doing phenomenal.
Will you call me out?
I probably already did them for you. So James said that he owed me 10 push-ups from practice session number 28. I thought I did them already, but hey, love a disciplined preloader. Woo! And I tell you guys all the time, it's not about the push-ups, but those are some nice looking push-ups.
10 for me and I donate 10.
10 and a donation. Love it, man. That's what we do. We pay it forward. All right, let me get on my motorcycle because I keep doing this. Exercise number 3, trust and believe. Shane, do you trust and believe?
I do. Sometimes my brain doesn't, but I totally trust it.
James, you trust and believe?
Absolutely.
All right, good. So we need to see if everybody trusts and believe. All right, guys, exercise number 3, trust and believe. So important because it's important to trust and believe because if you really trust and believe, and that's why I encourage people to practice this exercise, you don't need cones or anything like that. But if you get into the habit of retraining your brain, that's really what we're doing here. That's what practice is all about. We're trying to replace instinct with muscle memory. So yeah, if you retrain your brain to the feeling of falling with just going into the friction zone a little bit more, or let me just say providing power to the rear wheel, because you can do that two different ways, obviously, clutch or rear brake. But if we can just do that, it makes everything else that you do on this motorcycle that much easier. And I say that because what's the number one fear that people have when they're riding at slow speeds? That's right, falling. And if you already associate falling with just giving power to the rear wheel, and you know it's going to take care of itself if you do that, you're fine. So that's why we do trust and believe. It's important to trust and believe. So there's 5 steps in this exercise. Thanks to Robin, we have a triangle that we can use to kind of help us out. Step number 1 is always make sure you're in first gear. Okay, so that's down here, lower left. Step number 2 is cover the rear brake. So you just go across to the right left. At the bottom, right left, right bottom. Step number 3, preload, keep it loaded, come up. Step number 4, clutch right before the sweet spot. And we want the clutch right before the sweet spot. Some people were getting that confused. They were in the sweet spot. Remember, the sweet spot, you're in the friction zone. And we don't want to be in the friction zone yet. We don't want the motorcycle moving at all, but we want to be right before that spot. So you figure out where that is. And step number 5, pick up your foot without the motorcycle moving. I don't want you to pick up your foot and then just let the clutch out. I need you to feel the sensation of falling. And like I was talking to Shane about earlier, I don't want you to count to 5 Mississippi. You know, you don't have to wait until it's this far over, but as soon as you feel it, just let it out nice and easy. Okay, and everything's gonna be fine. And remember, as you're doing this, as we're doing everything out here, you're covering that rear brake. That way you're under control when you do open the clutch. Because sometimes you feel that and you go, oh crap, and you open your hand quickly. But as soon as you feel that burst of speed, you already know how to counter it. Rear brake. It's going to be easier for James because his foot is at what I'm going to call a normal angle. Oh, man. Now, I'm looking down on my brake now, literally and figuratively. I'm like, all right, make sure I'm in first gear. Check. Cover the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Clutch right before the sweet spot. There it is for me. Pick up my foot. Under control. Actually, I want you to see my foot. First gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Clutch right for the sweet spot. Pick up my foot. I'm good. Any questions? I don't look at my rear brake the same anymore. I got rear brake envy. People are always saying I'm costing them money. You costing me money now. So James is a prime example of, and remember, James hasn't been riding motorcycle long, but he's a prime example. He hasn't been riding this type of motorcycle long. Prime example of when you actually learn how to do this, it's so much fun. You can tell he's having the ball. Any chance he gets to make a U-turn, he's going to do it. All right. Good. Cover the. Very good. Beautiful. He doesn't have to do that again unless he wants to. Nice. Nice. You notice his head and eyes are always straight ahead. You don't have to do that again, obviously. You don't have to do that again. You're good. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 4. Right turns and left turns from a stop. This is going to be fun today. It's always fun for me, but the weather, oh, beautiful. All right, Shane, this is probably deja vu for you. Because Shane had this exact setup. I don't know where the hell he got it from, but he had this same setup on the video that he sent me of him practicing. So, okay, exercise number 4, right turns and left turns from a stop, or left turns and right turns from a stop. Doesn't matter which one you do first. I was just talking to somebody about this exercise. So important. Now, Shane was telling me that his issue is he wants to be able to lean the motorcycle more. It's something that he wants to do. It's a personal goal. But you watch Shane, he's always under control, and that's the key. That's the main thing I'm trying to help people with is control. Because when you don't have control, that affects your confidence. When you have control, your confidence gets a little higher, right? So Shane sent me a video of him doing this, and every time Shane comes to a stop, what exercise is that?
Stop, that's number 2.
That's right, exercise number 1, right? But technically, every exercise we do, you have to stop, but when you stop, that's number 1. Every time he comes to a controlled stop, foot down, nice and easy, nothing crazy. When it's time for him to take off and make a turn. Now remember, the important thing about this exercise, and the reason why so many people have difficulties with it is, when I say we, I'm just talking about motorcycle riders in general, we're uncomfortable at speeds 0 to 5 miles per hour. So because we're uncomfortable, we want to get past that as quick as possible, and the way to do that is to go fast. But again, that's not going to work here. Speed is not your friend any place out here. This is slow speed motorcycle riding. This is where bosses are created, the parking lot. So, exercise number 4, 8 steps. 8 steps to do this successfully. And like I always say, it's 8 steps, but when you finally get this down packed in your brain, there's no more steps. You just know what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, like a boss. Step number 1, which is always step number 1, make sure your motorcycle is in first gear. Step number 2, we're going to cover that rear brake. Step number 3, we're going to preload and keep it loaded. Step number 4, clutch right before the sweet spot. Step number 5, head and eyes. Look in the direction that you're going to go. Now, when we do this as we're moving, because we're doing it from a stop, but we're also doing it when you're moving. That's the first thing we do. I don't expect you to be going straight and looking like this. Remember, it's head and eyes, handlebars. That means turn your head and your eyes right before you turn the handlebars. Now, sometimes the situation might dictate that you look a little earlier, right? For instance, if you're going to make a U-turn, it doesn't make sense to go like this and then turn. It might, you want to see and make sure it's okay. So in a U-turn, look a little bit longer. All right, I'm good. Now I can turn. Or look, oh, it's not good. Let me stop, right? Okay, so step number 5, head and eyes. Look where you want to go. And again, I don't want you to look to the right and look down, because now you're looking at a cone. Keep your head and eyes like Shane's head and eyes and everything he's done since he's gotten here. Even with the horizon, right? Helps with your balance. Step number 6, you're going to slowly release your clutch into the friction zone. Again, you're still covering that rear brake, because when you take off, you want to take off controlled, all right? I don't ever start moving my motorcycle without having my foot on the rear brake, unless it's a situation where I'm just going to gun it. Then obviously I don't need the rear brake. Step number 7, as soon as the motorcycle starts to move, pick up your foot or feet, okay? Again, you're still covering that rear brake. And step number 8, turn the handlebars. Now, 3 things are going to determine the radius of your turn. Speed, how much you turn your handlebars, and how much you lean the motorcycle. So I'm happy to report, and Shane, you're going to love this, you don't have to lean your motorcycle in exercises 1 through 4, and this is 4. And I don't really want you to lean here. I don't. Remember, I told you guys this before, in motorcycle school, this entrance is this wide. And what we're turning into is this wide. Because the goal is to make sure you actually know how to control that motorcycle. So we have to make that turn with the motorcycle straight up. No lean. All right? So that's what I want you guys to do. And again, we're not pulling a tractor trailer here. So when you guys do stop, I want you to stop at this white line. You have plenty of room where you can still go forward first, because sometimes when you first start moving, it's a balance thing, and I get that. But you have room to make a correction. That's why you're using that rear brake, because if you don't use the rear brake and you go in this too far, it's not impossible, but now you got to turn the handlebars all the way and dip that motorcycle. And I know nobody here wants to do that. Maybe James, I don't know. He's feeling frisky today. So, plenty of room, okay? Now, the first time you guys go through here, I just want you to go straight through. Second time, I want you to do it from a stop, and I want you to do everything you're doing, right turn, left turn. The third time you go through, from a stop, I want you to make this turn, and I'm going to be standing right here. I want you to stop. Now, the reason I've added this is because I've noticed that a lot of people will make this turn, and then when they get right here and they say, uh-oh, their answer is speed. So they fly, and either they'll hit this cone or they'll just miss it. And in that moment, they're not in control. I want you to always be in control. You should be able to make this turn, and then, oh, a kid's there, come to a stop. All right? Any questions? All right, let me show you what I want you to do. Every time I say I'm gonna jump over that, it's just not gonna happen. Yeah. First time, straight through. Now I can come up to rear brake, I'm good. I'm right in the middle, slow and controlled stop. Make sure I'm in first gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload, keep it loaded. Clutch right before the sweet spot. Head and eyes, looking in the direction I'm gonna go. Slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. As soon as the motorcycle starts to move, pick up my foot. Turn the handlebars. See, I got room. I got room. That's where the rear brake comes in. I got room. And then the next time you do it, you're gonna make a turn. You're gonna come to a stop. Now, I have gone over this before. I forgot which practice session it was, but there were two people there that both said they were going to make a turn. They start to lean the motorcycle into the turn, and then something gets in their way, and they drop the motorcycle. And the way they thought about that is, it wasn't my fault. What was I supposed to do? And my answer was, well, what you were supposed to do is what we talk about out here. Well, two things. One, my thought is, if you're making a turn, and there's exceptions to everything, but if you're making a turn and then all of a sudden something's in your path, were you actually looking before you made the turn? Or was your head buried, right? But things happen fast out there, I get it. But remember, guys, when I went over how to stop your motorcycle under control, watch that video, I said to go back into the friction zone, covering the rear brake. So in that case, you're in the friction zone 30%, 70% rear brake. I'm just throwing out those numbers so you know you're applying more brake than you are power to the rear wheel, because your goal is to stop, right? If you do that, remember, power makes the motorcycle want to stand up. All you have to do is straighten the handlebars while you're doing that at the same time and come to a stop. So if I make this same turn from a stop and I put some lean into it, and now I want to come to a stop, all I have to do is, because people pull a clutch in, they see something and go, oh crap. You pull the clutch in when the handlebars are turned at slow speeds, no power, it's going to fall, and that's exactly what they're doing. Stay in the friction zone. Friction zone. Stop. Nice and easy. All right? All right, guys, mount up right through. I neglected the right turns. That brake handle hitting my leg. I got to change these handlebars. I already have, problems with my right turn. The last thing I need is the handlebars hitting me every time I make a right turn. Head and eyes, very good. Shane's got the head and eyes thing down pat, boy, I tell you. Very good. I expected nothing less. Slow and controlled. Look at the head and eyes. And from watching his videos, same thing, head and eyes perfect. And on his videos, a couple of times he was clipping the inside cone. Now, perfect. Very nice. And you hear the engines, nothing is excessive. They're not over revving. I'll stay on the balls of my feet here just in case somebody loses it. I can go one way or the other. Nice. Nice, and he's looking right at my face. Perfect. Perfect. Slow and controlled. Slow and controlled. Beautiful. Oh, it's the Ultra Limited show. Practice session number 30. Is it broken down? Being relinquished? Let me get on the other side. I feel his brake pedal.
Take it around.
I gotta make sure these handlebars are not gonna hit me. Well, you know what? It's gonna help on this side because the clutch is way better than mine too. Cable. It is.
So used to it being so high.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm giving too much brake sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm practicing for later, James. Yeah, I gotta get this. It's less stress on my calf muscle.
Yeah, hip even.
Yeah, you know I got bad hips, so. Yeah, I gotta get that. I have to get that brake pedal. But damn, I gotta do it 4 times. Single yeah. Exercise number 5 right there. Single serpentine.
What's the farthest you could put your front wheel and come in here and safely make it out, you think? Because that was like one thing I wanted to see. I've never pushed myself, but I was like, how far can you put your front wheel before it's like impossible to make it?
Oh, impossible? Right here.
Really?
Yeah, maybe even here. You could do it from right here, definitely. But remember, right there, you can do it starting straight. Right here, you just have to start it with the handlebars turned already, and then right here, right here, you have to start it with the handlebars turned, and what you have to do exercise number 3, you have to let the motorcycle fall, and then catch it in the turn. That's the only way you're gonna make it. You want to try it?
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna try one.
Okay. Remember, you're preloaded, so you don't have to pop it. This is what motorcycle drop guards gives you. It gives you bravery. I thought you were talking about from a stop. So disregard what I said.
Right here?
I thought you were talking about from a stop. Well, which one are you doing?
I'm gonna do it from the stop.
I know, but which one? Where the handlebars are turned or where you have to let it fall? You can come up more for that then. Right here. Yeah, so you can see if you duck walk that, you would make it, so you're good. But you got to start with them turned. Nothing else changes. Head and eyes, head and eyes. Good. See, when he first started, he was looking right down at the cone. As soon as I said head and eyes, it makes a difference. Head and eyes, stop looking at those cones. Those right turns. Now you saw when he started moving, he was doing the thing with the foot. We don't want to do that. Trust and believe, baby. Nothing changes. Head and eyes. Head and eyes. There we go. Because he knows once he picks his foot up, it doesn't matter if his handlebars are turned. He's got power going to the rear wheel. He can use the rear brake. He's fine. And remember the video I just made. Here we go. He's like, remember the video I just did explaining that with your handlebars turned, your motorcycle actually has more stability. So don't worry about them being turned. As soon as you pick up your foot, you already have that power going, the rear brake. You're fine, man. You're fine. Are you trying the other one too, or you're good? Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Exercise number 5, single serpentine. All right, guys. Exercise number 5, single serpentine. So this is where, Shane, we're going to start doing this leaning thing. Okay, so because you're trying to get more accustomed to it, all right, this is going to be good for you. So these cones are 15 feet apart. Again, at home, you can make the distance as much as you want. I don't recommend going wider than 15 feet because 15 feet is plenty of space. Just remember, I have the cones going straight down the middle, and then there's a line on both sides. So what I'd like you to do, A, don't go too fast. People start going too fast and keeping the motorcycle straight up, and they're going like this, just clipping cones as they go down. I want you to go out wide. So when you start, I want you starting all the way out here. And when you make this first turn, I want you to make it kind of close to this cone. If you stay kind of close to this cone and you do that all the way down, you're good. So as you come out, remember your head and your eyes are straight ahead all the time. Your head and your eyes, straight ahead. I don't have to tell you that, Shane. Come all the way out here. Start your turn right here. Don't wait too late so that when you make this turn, you're kind of close to this cone. And then come all the way out here. If you go out wide and you keep your speed down, it's going to force you to lean the motorcycle. Okay? So I want you guys to go down and then you can come back. May as well. All right? It's only 2 of you guys. All right? Any questions? Now let me show you what I want you to do. Now remember, I forgot to say this. Remember when you're doing this, the rules don't change. You should be covering the rear brake. Covering it doesn't mean you have to use it, but it should be covered. You should be in the friction zone, or if you want to go in and out of the friction zone, fine. Remember, there are times when you can go out of the friction zone and kind of use the momentum of the motorcycle moving, but most of the time, especially in slow speeds, and especially if you're doing leaning, no, you have to stay in the friction zone to make sure you have power going to the rear wheel. Not so much so in the single serpentine. All right, again, you know what to do, when to do it. I can't do it, and how to do it. Head and eyes straight ahead. My head and my eyes are straight ahead. Throttle steady. Went down there a little bit. James, do me a favor. The first time you go through here, do it on violet. Yeah, you let me ride yours. It's a motorcycle. You know how to ride a motorcycle. See, he did the same thing. He went on the left side, said, no. No pressure. So my clutch is further out than his is, but you know, it doesn't take long. Once you know how to do this, it doesn't take long to, you know. Yeah, he was going kind of fast to start, so now he's deep in it. But he's good. You heard the throttle going down a little bit, but you're listening to your engine all the time. Listening to your engine all the time. Head and eyes, head and eyes. Head and eyes, straight ahead. Good job. All right, we got Shane going now. All right, very good. Good, turns his head and his eyes. He makes a conscious effort. Those lights look good too on his engine guards. Good job, Shane. I should have made these cones closer. What's your heart rate?
35.
Okay. All right, he's back on his baby. Oh, look at the difference. Look at the difference. And that's the way it is. Everybody's more accustomed to their own motorcycle. Look at him. Oh, man, he looks good. Nice. His heart rate went up to 150. He's got a heart rate monitor on. Because last time he was here, I kept saying his heart rate was high. So this time he came with a heart rate monitor. And he's got it on his phone, so you can see it the whole time. Excellent job. I'm liking those lights on his engine guards.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 60, infamous U-turn. Oh, man, these guys are doing excellent, just excellent. All right, guys, exercise number 60, infamous U-turn. I asked Shane, because in practice session number 28, I said to James, we're just going to kind of like stay right here, right? And he was like, yeah. Shane said, no. We're using the whole thing. So, however, again, he's going to warm up that way, but eventually, I already know it. I've watched his videos. It's almost as if he forgets he sent me videos. So he clearly can make a U-turn in here. So all I'll say, the rules don't change. When you come into this box, if you're doing the whole thing, which I encourage you to do, go for this cone. Now, James, you do a lot of cone staring, all right? And I already received a complaint from my cones from practice session number 28. And you're a recidivist, you're doing it again. So, I'm giving you permission to look at this cone. Don't stare at it. Head and eyes, handlebar. So James is probably going to be coming to this cone, all right? So again, this is not a competition. You do whatever you want to do. If you really want to challenge yourself, don't pass that line. And that way you stay in here. And that's for James's psychology, because these cones, for some reason, they affect him. Head and eyes, the rules don't change no matter what you do. Head and eyes, remember, you're covering that rear brake. You're staying in the friction zone this whole turn. You have to keep power to the rear wheel, right? Especially in this thing. But if you're using this, head and eyes, handlebars. Look at my camera the whole time. Everything I ask you guys to do, I want you to be consistent when you do it. So when I say head and eyes, James, head and eyes the whole time, all right? I don't want you to turn your head and then look down, or turn your head and your eyes look down. Head and eyes. Handlebars. When I say keep it loaded, that's being consistent. Keep it loaded, all right? Right turn, same thing. Coming to this cone, head and eyes, look at my camera, handlebars, okay? That's what we're gonna do the first time. Run, left turn, right turn. Second time, the third time you come through, I want you to stop right here. And then you're just gonna make a U-turn from a stop. Either you're going to do it in here, or you're going to use the whole thing. Then when you come back, same thing. Stop right there. Make a U-turn, head and eyes. All right? And then lastly, when you come through, you're going to stop here. Head and eyes, you're going to make a U-turn, and then you're going to stop. Okay? Again, all it is simulating stuff that probably can happen that will happen out in the real world as far as you riding and having to stop. Start, stop. And the point is, we don't do anything with our feet, right? So exercise number 2, which is the slow ride, I tell people all the time, if there's a bunch of us doing these exercises and we're lined up and one person moves, and so now you have to move your motorcycle from here to here. It's exercise number 2. I don't care what how short the distance is, you're never doing this with your feet. All right, it doesn't make sense. All right, so I'm gonna run through, this time I'm actually gonna run through it because I said one time I was gonna do it and then I had a brain fart, skipped a bunch of stuff. First thing, straight through the first time. Don't need a lot of speed, don't need a lot of power to the rear wheel. Head and eyes, handlebars. So I don't have to lock my handlebars. I don't have to excessively lean. It's very easy to make that 27 feet. And like I said, you can do it straight up. Now we're gonna do it, well, right turn. May as well do that. Head and eyes. Now we're going to do it from a stop. Exercise number 1. Head and eyes. And you notice, before I even move, my head and eyes are turned. Shane style. Exercise number 1, smooth. Head and eyes. Handlebars. And lastly, you're going to do it and come to a stop. All right, my throttle was way too low there. Always listening to your engine. Always listening to your engine. All right, let's do it. All right, there's the deep breath. All right, very good. You're not going to see James doing the whole thing, I'm telling you. That part of his life is over. Beautiful, beautiful. Scared me with that foot. Head and eyes, good. See how he's controlling the speed? It makes such a difference. If you control your speed, the slower you go, the less space you're taking up. I knew James was going to do this again. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Shane. Go ahead, Shane. James doing ballet over there on the motorcycle. Very nice. Nice. Slow and controlled. I mean, it's just very, very good, very good. He's very good at controlling the motorcycle, but he wants to lean more. The beauty is it's something he wants. He doesn't have to do it. What's that heart rate at?
131.
Oh, that's not bad at all. Practice session number 28, that heart rate would have been at 150. Confidence is going up. All right, so Shane's gonna do the stops. Good. And you see he ran over the cones? I don't care if you guys run over the cones. Don't care. What I care about is his head and his eyes, his handlebars, him keeping it loaded, him utilizing that rear brake. That's what I care about, because this is a controlled environment. So if you hit a cone, who cares? Good. All right, so that's a prime example of what I'm talking about when I talk about the three things that affect the radius of your turn. So when James makes these turns, you see obviously he's leaning his motorcycle more, so he's well within this space. Shane is kind of more straight up. So when he makes this turn, he might clip a cone right here. But I got news for you. That means that Shane is making his U-turns at, let's say, 18.3 feet, right? So I know you want to lean, man, but you demonstrate so much so being able to control that motorcycle at very slow speeds straight up, how important that is. Because when you're making these turns, you're doing it in the speed range where I told you most people don't want to be in. But the more you practice, clearly you don't mind being in it, and you're able to. And even sometimes when I see a motorcycle kind of jerk, you're using that rear brake to control your speed, so it's keeping the radius down. Just great, man. Absolutely great. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to James's favorite exercise, the figure eight. All right, guys, exercise number 7, the figure eight. Guys, again, if you have not hit that subscribe button yet, please hit the subscribe button. I've never been an analytics guy, but I've been hearing about it so much. I go in and I check, and sure enough, the amount of people that watch this channel that are subscribed, it's like in the 30 percentile, which is, it's absurd to me. So please hit that button. All right, back to business. Figure eight. Here's the entrance. Double cones, or actually, it's actually quad, but that always signifies an entrance and or an exit. In this case, that's the entrance. That's the exit. When you come in here, I want you to go straight for this corner. James, you can look at this cone. Don't stare at it. I want you to use all of the space that you need. I used to say use all the space that you have, but everybody doesn't need all of this space. So use all the space you need. So if you're like James is going to start turning probably about right here. And he's going to give the figure eight 6-7 feet, right? But if you need all the space, use it all. Come all the way to these cones. Now, what I failed to say is, when you get right here, head and eyes, I want you looking at that green cone. Yes, I know it's behind you. If you don't see it right away, if you're really looking over your head, your shoulder, clearly you can see it, but you'll see it eventually. Head and eyes, handlebars, remember you're staying in the friction zone. If you need all of this space, use it. And you're going towards that green cone. So when you first came in, you went for a corner. No more corners after that. Now you're going for right here. All right, right here, transition. Head and eyes, handlebars. Now you're looking at that cone. Just keep looking over your shoulder. You'll see it. If you need all of this space, use all of this space. All right? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Even if you start going a little towards this way, that's fine. Transition. But don't wait too long to transition, because then you're not going to make it. All right? You do it a second time, and then you get out and you get a ka-ching. Any questions? Now, you're going to be fine in here. You don't have to lean the motorcycle a lot, clearly, to do this. It's the same width as the U-turn that we were just doing. 3 parking spaces, 27 feet. It's 46 feet long. Yeah. And whether you're doing it in all 3 of the spaces or 2 spaces going across, the rules don't change. You're still looking at those cones. Head and eyes, looking over my shoulder. Hold it, transition, looking over my shoulder. All right, I see the cones now. Hold it, transition. Hold it, transition. If I want to do it a little tighter, hold it, and out. Cha-ching. Any questions?
Nope.
All right, let's do it. Very nice, very nice. Scooting up on the seat. Whoa, 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 whoa. See, he heard his engine go down, but he's listening to it. There we go. That's what he was trying to do. Excellent. Good, hold it, look at his head and his eyes, he's looking right at the cone. Transition, good. His throttle is nice and steady, not too high. Beautiful. Woo! Oh yeah. Shane is feeling it today, baby. He's feeling it. Nice head and eyes. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what confidence looks like. I'm looking at his face. He's having fun. Well, a little too fast there. That's why he went wide. All right, outstanding. Outstanding. The only reason he went a little wide, because I know he's trying to stay within 4 spots. Too much, a little bit too much speed. But he's having fun. You can see that's confidence. The head and eyes is just perfect on Shane. And you see how slow he's going? See how slow he's going? See how slow he's going? If you go that slow, oh yeah, tighten up even more. That time when you went through, you're feeling it. You were flying. Outstanding. You going again? All right, guys, just outstanding. Not surprising. We're gonna move on to exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. All right, guys, exercise number 8, offset double serpentine. So what I always say about this exercise is it's not impossible, but if you want to make this easier, when you come through the first gate, don't go right to the cones. Go to the side of the cone. All right, head and eyes, handlebars, so that when you come through this gate, you shouldn't be coming through this gate like this. You should be coming through this gate either like this or like this. Head and eyes, look at the gate that you came from. So the same thing we were doing in the figure 8 when I said hold it, that's what you're doing right here. Hold it, transition, head and eyes. And then once you get here, head and eyes, look at the gate that you came from, because that's where you're going. Hold it, transition, head and eyes. All right, and that's what you're doing all the way down. Don't come through here and come straight here. Can you still do it? Absolutely. So I'm going to go through it the way I just told you I wanted you to do it. And then when I come back, I'm going to do it going right toward it. Okay? Any questions? all the way over here. Hold it, hold it. Transition, head and eyes. Hold it, transition. Hold it, transition. Now I'm gonna go straight toward the gate. Not impossible, but it's more work. Clearly not impossible, but there's more work going right toward it. All right, we got James going. Here is engine. Nice and smooth and steady. Oh, he's coming back. Yeah, man. I'm telling you guys, this is what confidence looks like. And James clearly practices on his own. I know that because he sends me videos. I also know that from watching them ride. Remember, this is a perishable skill. You can't do this the first of the month, of every month, and that's it, and think it's going to look like this, because it's not. And when your confidence goes up, you just want to do more and more. You want more challenges, so that's excellent. All right, head and eyes are good. I see him looking at the cones that he came from. And of course he's leaning the motorcycle. He just wants to lean it more. But you guys can see, you know, as I'm trying to tell him, he's just fine. Just fine, more than fine. It's excellent. I'm liking those lights on his engine guards. Just look at him, slow and controlled, engine steady, using that rear brake, and more importantly, look at the head and eyes. Well within the lines. Going out, see how he's holding it? Just perfect. Outstanding. I hear James starting up again. Very nice. Very nice. Listen to his engine, guys. I hope you can hear it. He knew he hit that cone. I don't know how he knew. Warming up for the snowman. Outstanding. I want to get closer to him so you guys can hear his engine. How steady it is. You hear that? Hear how steady his engine is? I just messed him up. Oh man, my bad. I was trying to get closer to you so I can let everyone hear how steady your RPMs are. Just, it's almost as if it's locked, like he's got a button or something. It's steady. I'm gonna guess he's about 1900. Again, everybody's motorcycle is different with the RPM ranges. Some people idle at 1800 depending on their motorcycle, but the whole time, down and back, it's like steady. Also, what's important is how low it is. Not too low, but low. He's got plenty of RPMs. Clearly he's listening into his engine. Just like I said earlier, James was listening to his engine. Clearly he was, because I heard his RPMs go down. He brought them right back up. That's why I always want you a little bit higher in the RPM range. So if it does drop, you're okay, even if you're in the middle of a tight turn, because you can, you have enough. But Shane, I'm just, excellent, man. Excellent. Everything is smooth. He's not going fast, so everything he's doing is totally reliant on how much the friction zone. It's totally reliant. He's relying totally on the friction zone and the throttle and the rear brake. That's all, because of the speed that he's going. It's just, and then James just, oh my God, phenomenal. And it's to the point where, I get it when your confidence starts to go up. It's like, what else you got for me, Rob? This is it? All right, good job, guys. We're going to move on to exercise number 9, the Abominable Snowman. Shane said he couldn't wait for this one, so let's get to it. Exercise number 9, Abominable Snowman. Now, this used to just be the snowman. 27 feet, so we all know, we're familiar with this. Same width as the U-turn and the figure 8. Second circle is 25 feet. Third circle, 22 feet. That was the snowman. But to make it abominable, we had to add another circle, 18 feet. All right, so when you come in here, if you start on the right, just to let you know, the head's going to be a left turn, and vice versa. You start on the left, the head's going to be a right turn. When you get to that head, now Paul Harper, he's a rider coach. He's got a YouTube channel. Well, you guys heard of Paul Harper? Okay, he just did a video on the keyhole. And this is exactly what you have to do if you get into that head, all right? When you come in here, if you're going to make a right turn, right, bring your wheel to the 9 o'clock position, right? And once you get here, hug these cones. Hug them until you get to about right here. Then look at the exit, okay? You don't have to come in looking at the exit, but as soon as you hug these cones and you're ready to commit to that exit, head and eyes handlebars. I can't really demonstrate it here because this is wide, but you don't have this much time, obviously, because it's less space. So come in, you don't have space to give in there. So get as close to this cone as possible and then hug these cones. When you get near these green cones, head and eyes. Look at the exit, go for it, all right? Same thing if you're making a left turn. When you come in, come to the 3 o'clock cone and then hug these cones. Hug them. Head and eyes, handlebars, go for it, all right? All right, Shane saw me today, the right turn, and he was kicking my butt. I got it finally, but all right. Any questions? Now these green cones are just to break it up so your eyes don't get confused. Some people were getting lost in the cones. They're just entrances to the next circle, that's all. But I could do that on my own. I don't want to waste these guys' time. As far as I'm concerned, this is what James has been warming up for all day. Nice. All right, go ahead and eyes. Good, good. And then he should go right back out. Very good. No reason for him to come up here. And that's, again, guys, that's what I can't stress enough. You do what you want to do. We leave our egos on the curb. This is not a competition. And he just did this excellently. Excellently. Just excellent. Wow. Again, listen to that engine. Nice and smooth. All right, so now James is going to come in the, he started on one side, now he's going to start on the other. Oh no, he's still on the same side. Oh no, he's not. What am I talking about? It's damn right turns. It's like Code 45. It gets you every time. Well, Code 45 worked every time, so it's not like Code 45. But I know James, he ain't gonna go home until he get this. And I don't blame him. I know it's killing James right now that he's got to wait. It's killing him. Just excellent, Shane. Wow. And he wants to be able to lean his motorcycle more. But when he goes back and watches this, I just hope he knows it is so not necessary. Because what he's doing right here, out there in the real world, not gonna have to do anything more extreme than that, not have to. The odds are very low that he'll have to do something more extreme than that, make a turn tighter than that. Just great, man. Yep, he said, I ain't going, I'm telling you, James ain't gonna go all the way back there and let Shane go. He's gonna get right back on that horse. Oh no, he didn't. I can't believe it. You done? I just finished telling all the preloaders and the V.I.Preloaders, he ain't gonna go home until he gets this right turn. You're a little bit over here. You gotta bring your front wheel all the way here, okay, and then hug this. And then head and eyes. You know, hold on. I should have told him, just come into this circle, because this is the only one he really wants to do. For you too, man, you look phenomenal doing it, man. I can't wait for you to see this. Have you practiced the snowman? There we go. There we go. There we go. Now let's see if he wants to do the broken clock syndrome and do it twice, or if he's good. Usually with James, he's good. He did it once. He's like, all right, I'm going to drop the mic, end on a high note. That's it? Okay, he's done. Like I said, he's a drop the mic type of guy. Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Very good job. Not a lot of head and eyes either. That would have helped, but just by bringing your wheel here, because you lean the motorcycle enough where, here's the other thing too. I know head and eyes feels uncomfortable, but what I want you to keep in the back of your mind is we're in a controlled environment. So just trust that the only thing you could possibly hit is a cone. And also trust that that's why I don't have real big cones. It's not gonna, you know, you're just gonna run right over it, so you're fine. But once James brought his wheel right here, and I kept my foot there. I kept my foot right here, and his wheel just missed it. And he hugged it, head and eyes. Well, he didn't really do the head and eyes, but it didn't matter. He came all the way over here. I mean, you're not gonna be cutting it like this. It's just, you're gonna be right on these cones. So, excellent job, excellent job. And Shane actually has a private lesson with me tomorrow. I'm ready to give money back, man.
You got work to do.
Okay, well, it's gonna be easy work. All right, it's gonna be easy work. Okay, all right. We're done with exercise number 9. Just phenomenal, man. Just phenomenal. And I told him when you were over there, James is a drop the mic type of guy. If he gets it once, that's it. Forget about the broken clock theory. All right, we're moving on to the bonus exercise. The maze, which is cake. It's cake. You still doubting that 7 on James? Ah, I told you. All right, guys, this is the bonus exercise, the maze. And all this is a series of 18-foot U-turns. If you come in on this side, you're making 2 lefts and 1 right. If you come on this side, you're making 2 rights and 1 left. None of the rules change. Clearly, you have to stay in the friction zone while you're making these turns. Get to the side as much as possible. Head and eyes, handlebars. And once you make this turn, come to the left side as much as you can. Head and eyes, handlebars. We're gonna watch our speed. And there should be no issues. All right, let me run through it. Still don't know what that is. Whenever you're ready, James. Jimmy. Very nice. Very good. All right, Shane's got his motorcycle on. He's going to go for it. And he may as well. Like, what's going to happen? Hit a cone? No big deal. I'm here. I'll pick it up. No need for him to dismount. Nice. Very nice. Good. Keep going. Keep going. Good. So he started that turn early. But the fact that he made that first turn, that's phenomenal, right? Phenomenal. Oh. All right, you're going to come back the other way. Well, he wasn't going to, but now he is. Nice. Very nice. Oh man, I did not expect that, man. I did not expect that. I'm telling you. Again, we all want what we want. And he wants to be able to lean more. It's just not necessary. But again, that's the good thing. It's not necessary because it's not a need, it's a want. And we can facilitate wants too, right? All right, I'm sure they're good. All right, guys, we're moving on to follow the leader. Follow the leader. The rules are, it's going to be fun. The rules are follow the leader. That means do exactly what I do, put your wheels exactly where my wheels are. I'm assuming James is going to be behind me, so that means you put your wheels right where James's are. And if you do something that you weren't supposed to do that you should have been out, I'm going to see it when I edit it with this 360 camera. So if you hit a cone, you're out. Just pull your motorcycle to the middle of the parking lot, preferably not an area that looks like a sandbox. And we're just going to do one circle around you, and then you just jump back on at the rear. If you don't make a turn that I make, I don't really try to do this to do crazy stuff, but the level of skill that you guys have, I can actually do it today. When I make a turn that grass borders, if you run on the grass, you're out. Now when we leave the parking lot, if you mess up anything out there, don't come back here. When we get back here, just pull to the middle of the parking lot, all right? When we do the slow ride on the sidewalk, well, it's only 3 of us, but let's say, for instance, James puts his foot down. Just get the hell out of the way so you don't make him put his foot down because he's going to be behind you. Okay? Any questions?
If you drive on the grass, you want me to follow you on the grass?
If I go on the grass, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
Which means I'm out.
My soul got the same on my necklace.
Well,
right, guys, just a phenomenal practice session. I mean, I had a lot of fun. I always have fun at these, but this was a lot of fun. Shane, plus there's only 2 of you guys, so it's very easy for me to remember names. Not that I'm going to forget. Shane, we exchanged like 25 emails, and James, everybody knows James. Shane, did you enjoy yourself?
Oh, it's fantastic. Loved it. Great day, great company. Learned a lot. Thank you.
And that's what I like to hear, especially somebody that rode 15 hours on their motorcycle to get here. I mean, wow. I'm glad the weather cooperated.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came today?
I don't. No. It was 3.5.
Any change in that number?
You know what? I think I'm going to go. It was inching. I think I'm going to go with a 4, and a lot to do with simple enough. It was that maze. I kind of screwed up, but I almost got it, and I felt a little bit more confident right then doing that.
So a 4.
A 4. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a 4. Yeah.
Okay. So when he said 3.5, what did I tell you guys earlier? Based on what I saw in the videos, no. And I'm not going to agree with his 4 either, but that's, you know, that's his number. He's going to give himself fine. But at the end of the day, he did everything out here except the top of the snowman. And the fact that he made the first turn, let me tell you something, that first turn in the maze alone, a lot of people, they can't even get past that. And if they do get past it, huge accomplishment, shut it down. So outstanding, man. I'm proud of you. You did an outstanding job. If you want to keep the humble 4, the humble 4 is fine. All right. Definitely a pleasure to
Yes. Thank you very much.
to meet you and to practice with you. And thank you again for your support. Okay.
All right.
James,
Sir,
enjoy yourself.
awesome. A blast, man.
What's your commute?
Always a blast.
Yes. What's your commute again here? It's like 2 hours, isn't
2
it?
hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah, it goes fast.
You rated yourself a 7 when you first came today. Any
Yeah.
change in that number?
I'm gonna say 7, but I feel like I'm since last time I was here. You know, it was like last month. I feel incrementally better. Like
Oh, absolutely.
just those tight stopping from left and right
Yeah.
and getting tighter.
Yeah.
I mean, incrementally I'm getting better. I'm gonna keep it a 7, but I still feel like I incrementally got better.
Now, from the last time you were here, you've been practicing, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of said that too with both of these guys. I asked them if they've been practicing. I already know they've been practicing. A, because I see videos, but B, look at how they're riding. It's clear. You can't practice the first of every month and think you're going to ride like this. You just can't. You have to practice. It doesn't have to be excessive either, but in other words, you don't have to practice every day. And when you do practice, you don't have to be out there for hours. It just has to be consistent, right? Like I tell people all the time, if you gain weight, you're not going to gain weight overnight. That takes time. It takes consistency. And the same way to lose weight, time and consistency. It's just more work and more aggravating. Gaining your weight's a lot easier, right? But anyway, listen, outstanding guys. Thank you again for coming. I appreciate it. I know you're not close, so I don't expect to see you back anytime soon, but I'm going to keep this. I always have this, and I always have it on video.
Thanks, man.
All right. All right. That's going to do it for us, guys. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for practice session number 30, the Ultra Limited Edition. Wow, guys. Listen, if there was ever any doubt in your mind that the heavier motorcycle was going to be a problem or more of a problem, this practice session truly dispels that, okay? Remember, guys, I tell you all the time, the weight of the motorcycle, the size of the motorcycle, if you're using the proper techniques, it is irrelevant. And I want you to, again, I understand we're working against our minds, but if you have a larger motorcycle and it's intimidating you because of the height and because of the weight and the size of it, try to put that out of your mind. That's why whenever somebody says to me, oh, my motorcycle's so heavy, I try to cut them off right there. Stop saying it, all right? You're manifesting it. Stop saying it. Because the more you say it, the more it's going to affect you, right? Now, so just to be full disclosure, guys, when I first got this motorcycle, I remember the first time I brought it out here, in my mind, I was like, oh man, it seems like so much more motorcycle, right? It's a little bit more, it's not a whole lot more. And immediately, as soon as I started thinking about that quick, I put it out of my mind. I said to myself, Robert, get on the motorcycle, head and eyes, throttle, clutch, rear brake. Just don't look down at the motorcycle. Don't look at anything else. Don't think about anything else. Just think about what you're going to do. And as long as you're doing everything the same, doesn't matter. You keep power going to that rear wheel, you'll be fine, guys. All right? All right, guys. Again, please, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Again, if you're interested in being a V.I.Preloader like these fine gentlemen are, So you can come out here and practice with us and have other perks as well. Hit that join button that's right next to the subscribe button. All right. I know that there's anything that you guys could be doing with your time, and the fact that you choose to spend a little bit of it with me, I so appreciate it, guys. All right. So on that note, these guys are picking up the cones. We're going to actually take a ride to Harley Davidson, and we're going to hang out a little bit, right? Because at the end of it, it's such a beautiful day. It'd be a shame for us not to actually go for a ride. All right, guys. So please practice, 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 practice. Preload and keep it loaded, and practice, practice, practice. Because practice breeds confidence, guys. And a confident rider is not only a safer rider, but a rider that's going to enjoy riding their motorcycle that much more. Riding fast is fun. I want you guys to have just as much fun riding slow. Until next time, guys.